get this show on the road. All right, perfect. We have to behave now that we're recording. All right, welcome to week 25. It's hard to believe it's week 25. So we are approaching solar, the solstice or the equinox? Solstice, right? That's tomorrow, longest day.
No, it's today at 1 o'clock.
It's today. Oh, okay. Excellent. Okay, awesome. So fun. I guess this is the midpoint almost of the year. That's crazy. Time is flying, but we'll definitely talk analytics. We'll look at AAII sentiment data in just a second. We got our meeting coming up this weekend on Saturday, 9 o'clock to 12 noon with PJ. And oh, I didn't grab an idiot of the week. Shoot. All right, we'll try to grab it live on Wall Street Bets. And again, our book of the month is How to Make Money in Stocks. And I dragged my copy here. I'm trying to finish chapter 3 so we can review this correctly. But yeah, so we'll get that scheduled. And we'll look over our index overview in just a bit and look at our usual index rotation figures. I got some great analytics for you guys to look at with the CNN and Fear and Greed Index. One of my favorite financial channels, Game of Trades, finally start talking about the Heidenberg omen, which we just went over last week. So it feels this is the 52-week high versus it's the 52-week high versus 52-week low market indicator, and we'll go over this. But Game of Trades brought in a lot of back-tested analytics behind this indicator, and I linked a video and we could take a look at this in just a bit. But I'm really excited that someone else is seeing the same thing that I did. But again, it's nice to see it earlier than most. Fun stuff there. But yeah, we'll look at the Stock Traders Almanac, of course, and we'll look at our summer doomsday forecast. And we've been ahead of the curve on this, but we'll take a look at June, July, and August and see how that's shaken up. This is still on pause, but yeah, we'll look at earnings. What do we have today? We have there was something fun. I forgot. It was Smith and Wesson. This is fun. And what else? CarMax. So we'll take a look at both of those heavy hitters. And yeah, guns and cars. Definitely speaking my language. All right, and then we'll take a look at swaggy stocks. We took a look just a little bit earlier, but the top 20 tickers that the Robinhood kids and Wall Street Bet kids are looking at, GameStop is not even anywhere here, which is just a shock to me. And Roaring Kitty is definitely not popular. It's just wild. So, but yeah. And again, Grindr and Broadcom are ahead of all of that. So it's crazy. So yeah, we'll take a look at the retail fish, and then getting into our news cycle. Got lots of fun econ news for you guys. Again, we have triple witching coming up, and tomorrow is the largest option expiration day in human history. 5.1 trillion notional values or worth of contracts. So quite the derivatives time bomb exploding tomorrow. So hang on to your socks. And then I saw a fun chart. It's always nice to look at the all debt figure here. Just mind-blowing, but we'll talk about that in just a bit. We'll look at some central banking data, of course, and look at the ongoing dovish versus hawkish shenanigans. And Bank of Japan unleashed quite the time bomb. So we'll take a look at that in just a bit. But Goldman is talking about shorting the middle-class consumer. And this kind of goes back to our older sector rotation data, specifically consumer staples and consumer discretionary, XLP and XLY. So we'll take a look at that. And then we got some retail figures to look at as well. And getting to the Black Swan list, I don't think anything's been updated. We do have to add an additional theater of war as we have troop buildups happening in Jordan. So unfortunately, Jordan is looking like a sort of a Gaza staging area for NATO/US forces, unfortunately. So yeah, that's not great. But yeah, Jordan's on the map. All right, cool. Going down, what else do we have to look at? Oh, getting into currencies and fun IOUs. We'll talk crypto for a second, and we'll look at Ethereum spiking as it's moving forward. And getting into domestic news, Oakland was quite the war zone yesterday. So we'll look at some fun video footage. And going back to our racist comments last week, if you see lots of black people, run or shoot back. All right. And we'll look at the draft that's popping up all across the board. And I know a couple of us are parents here with kids in the armed services. My own family included, actually. But yeah, the draft is getting serious
Yeah.
domestically and internationally. Ukraine and Russia, they're both Russia and Ukraine are fielding female inmates, which is kind of mind-blowing. And Germany is also having an issue there. So holy shit, it is about to get kinetic, and two-way rifle ranges are about to open up all across the world. All right. And then we got to talk bird flu. And if this is a flashback to 2019, the Zero Hedge community was talking about the Wuhan flu in July and August of 2019. So similar to that, we're ahead of the curve here. And no matter what happens, do not yield. Hold the line. All right, cool. Ozempic, we'll take a look at I guess the elephants in the room are slimming down. So we'll take a look at Ozempic stocks and see how that's shaping up. And we'll take a look at some retail figures as promised. And I saw some interesting figures on dementia risk with heavy metals. And this isn't exactly a tradable thing, but I thought it was interesting. And we'll look at tattoos. And Zero Hedge came out with this, which was size doesn't matter when it comes to triggering the free radical response with your lymph nodes. So you're kind of screwed once you get your first pixel of ink, as it were. But yeah, minor point, but thought I would just bring it up. And Zero Hedge also brought up this article, or this is the parent study, but basically, if this capture will clear, it basically says, this is worded really poorly, but basically, gun owners are more likely to have a large penis. That's basically what this is all about.
Oh my God.
Someone did the research. I mean, there's a South Park episode about Eric Cartman running around measuring all the boys' penis sizes. Like, this is almost the same thing. But yeah. Okay, moving on. So yeah, bird flu, of course, blah, blah, blah. Okay, shifting to real estate news. We'll look at housing starts and the latest permitting figures. And of course, our sector ETF for real estate is ITB for new home builds. And we'll take a look at the REITs, which is starting to have a turn of fortune. And it might be time to be shorting them again. Cool. And then, of course, we got to focus on tech news because everything's going crazy. NVIDIA's is catching a flu. What could be happening? But yeah, we'll take a look at all of that. We'll look at the latest market caps between the big trillion, the trillionaires club, as it were. And we've got some Elon developments, and we'll report on that. And we haven't talked about Apple Vision Pro in a while, and it looks like Pro 2 will be delayed for obvious reasons. All right, and what else? Fisker is going bankrupt again for the second time. And its stock is still listed despite its bankruptcy issues. And then we'll take a look at German EVs since this EV contagion is global now, and that's lots of fun. And some more Apple news. Their buy now, pay later scheme has been paused, and I'm sure the horrific default rates are to blame. Good stuff. And then let's talk IBM and McDonald's. That's not a common sentence, but it didn't work out very well with IBM's AI chatbot. They concluded a 2-year pilot and figured out that IBM Watson sucks ass at the drive-through window. So we'll take a look at that. And yeah, AI is not going to take your job just yet. And more tech comparisons. Looks like most of the yields in general this year in terms of production are just from a handful of companies. And again, very Mag 7 focused. And we'll take a look at that. And I was watching Don Kaufman's channel, of course, and he brought up that if you look at RSP versus the SPX, this is the equally weighted S&P 500. You'll see that it looks very different from our current, I guess, Frankenstein with its overweightedness. But yeah, if everything was equally weighted, it should look like this. This is a actual smoothed out S&P curve. So kind of an interesting juxtaposition here. So we'll take a look at that. And I hope you guys are still looking at one of my favorite short candidates, and that's Beyond Meat. So we'll take a look at that. And pivoting to labor news, the Daily Beast is about to get gutted. And I'm not the biggest fan of them at all, but anytime you see the words union show up, wow, things get spicy quickly. And again, I absolutely think workers should have the freedom to associate if they need to be. But in this day and age, it seems to be an exercise in futility and destroying organizations.
All of the media is getting hit.
Yeah.
Like Vice.
Yeah.
Really big hit.
Yeah. I'm with you. And then international news, lots of landmines. Holy cow. So the big one, banking giant in Japan is dumping a lot of US and European bonds. We'll take a look at that. And the Bank of Japan is also tapering their own QE. And major things happening between Putin and Rocket Boy. So we'll take a look at their visit. And I believe it was Russia's or any Russian head of state's visit. The last one was 24 years. So it's been a while. So we'll take a look at that. And while North Korea is shipping shit balloons to South Korea, they're selling artillery shells to Russia. like just the shock of the technological disparity and asymmetrical warfare elements here just blow my mind. Like shit balloons and artillery shells. Like, these are different kinds of mortar. But yeah, good times. And there were some scuffles. Like there's some North Korean soldiers went across the DMZ, walked into a claymore, and there were some casualties. So something is already kicking off. But we'll see. Other than that, we got some fun choice comments from the Ryanair CEO, which is fun. And here's the Jordan article. We'll take a look at that just a bit. And then we have peace in France, at least, between Le Pen and Macron. And our French correspondent is not with us today. Otherwise, we would get her perspective. And looks like our Indian team is not here today either. But yes, this goes back to India flipping oil for their Russian wholesalers. And the US vassal state of Japan is trying to squash the kibosh on that. All right, good stuff there. Pivoting to oil news, CTAs are buying $30 billion worth of oil this week. But yeah, we'll take a look at that speculative bid. And Warren Buffett is increasing his Occidental stake, and we won't have to wait for the 13F to get a peek of that. So we'll take a look at that as well. And then copper is trying to wake up, and my COPX position is still underwater, but I'm still waiting for the commodities boom with copper. And what else? Looks like Muddy Waters is making some moves with mining stocks, and we'll take a look at that. And then in other precious metals news, looks like gold and silver is moving up quite a bit after Juneteenth. And silver's up like 3% for the day. Gold's over 1%, which is exciting. And I got some more analytics on what happened last month. And this is from Peter Schiff. And we'll take a look at China's impact with the May holdings. And Peter Schiff is currently on the Real Estate Guys book. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, internet dropped. Where was I? Peter Schiff, I think. Okay, let me share my screen again. Sorry about that. Let me make sure everything looks like it's working. Okay, cool. Okay. Where was I? Peter Schiff. Okay.
This is what they gave for something.
Oh, pardon me, Kurt. Just gonna mute you for a second. Okay. But yeah, Peter Schiff is on the Real Estate Guys Boost Cruise. And if you guys haven't heard of the Real Estate Guys podcast, it's pretty dope. I followed all of their curriculum in my early 20s. It's been a minute, but I know Ryan and Russell personally, but it's definitely been a minute. Okay, cool. But yeah, would love to hop on this cruise. Lots of heavy hitters show up here. It's more real estate centric, but they also bring in a lot of the alternatives and commodities guys, since lots of libertarian contrarians for the most part. All right, cool. So hopefully we can go there next year. But yeah, lots of China news. So we'll take a look at the Shanghai Composite and what else? Ecuador, lots of fun stuff's been popping off there. So all of a sudden, Ecuador realizes, hey, China, you guys are not paying us enough for helping smuggle in your hundreds of thousands of soldiers and sleeper agents. So Ecuador's like, so they suspended the visas. And then next thing you know, Ecuador has a national power blackout. It's just hilarious. Geopolitics, there you go. All right. And then we'll take a look at China's just overall real estate asset class collapsing. And we'll look at the usual Chinese stocks and Chinese EVs and all kinds of fun stuff. All right. So that's the highlight reel. Let's jump back to the top. And let's get this show on the road with our S&P 500 poll. So if you can look on your screens now, I would love to get your perspective on where you think the market is going in the next week for the S&P 500. And while you're pulling that, let's look at the aggregate data from the American Association of Individual Investors. And this is a famous buy and hold cohort. And let's take a look. All right, let's compare our results. All right, sharing on your screen. So we got about 25% are bullish, 50% sideways, and another 25% bearish. Excellent. And let's see, compared to this buy and hold contingent, looks like they're very close to last week. They're a little bit less bearish. But I'd say this group is a lot more optimistic. They're probably NVIDIA bag holders for the most part. Yeah. All right. And yeah, probably not the DJT crew here. All right, good times. Let's take a look at PJ's meeting this Saturday. And the topic is just trading as a business, I believe. I don't know very deep level insights at all. Maybe Kurt, do you know anything more about his presentation?
Yeah, position sizing, just he's going to talk a lot about like what Van Tharp, this philosophy,
Oh, excellent.
and Charles Cottle's stuff.
All right, some Van Tarp, some Cotto. All right, some classics. Yeah, definitely hope to see you guys. So yeah, we're asking for a $10 donation, but yeah, if you have a hardship clause, just reach out to any of the leadership team. We'll make sure you get there. Cool. And I'll be recorded in case you can't hop on. Okay, and with that, let's find a live idiot of the week. And I just forgot to do that this morning, but this should be easy. All right. We just need to filter for loss. Here we go. Let's look for losers. Like, how do you screw up NVIDIA? But I'm sure. Oh, looks like we have blood already. All right, we got Super Micro. Oh, hold on, let me collect like 2 or 3 of them before we do this. Wendy's got mentioned. That's good. How fucked am I? That's pretty good. And let's see if we could find the top loser of the week. Oh, no, okay, that's fine. Is there anything else interesting? I want to see someone screw up NVIDIA. Here we go. Okay. Oh, someone lost 200,000. All right, that should be fun. Okay. All right, let's see. First loser. Losing on NVIDIA calls. How do you screw NVIDIA up? So let's see. 617, all right. June 24th expiration. So and a 135 strike. Okay. Price moving around 131, was losing value, decided to pull the trigger. On the day it went $5. Losing money, NVIDIA calls while stock is green the whole day. I belong here. See you tomorrow. Okay. So this guy's an idiot and bought just really short-term dated contracts, and he has to be right, versus selling options. Okay. I guess he's okay now for the most part, but yeah, he probably had a very nerve-wracking day. Hopefully he didn't close out. All right, let's take a look at some other losers. Let's see, who's this? Lost point of negative $200,000. Holy cow. Is this account negative already? Wow, okay. And he's down 24% for the month. So let's see, what did he do? Screwing up NVIDIA puts for 726. Okay, and let's see, did he post his positions? Oh, he didn't clarify what he exactly lost. Okay. All right. Maybe we'll skip this guy. Okay. Let's see. Who's this guy? I don't recognize this interface. Julie. This is someone in Germany. Wait, right? December. Yeah. These are all German pronunciations. Okay. Julie, December. Okay. Okay, this is someone in Germany or Austria. Okay, so let's see. This person lost their shirt on NVIDIA longs. Oh, wow. Wait, I don't get these years. What the hell? Okay, what are open-ended knockouts? Have you guys heard of this? Knockouts, not options? Okay, I'll have to look this up later. I'm not sure what this is, but someone lost their shirt. All right. Let's see. This is a little hard to see. Let's zoom in. Who is this loser? VRT, Powell Industries, NVIDIA, and Micron. And how did you screw this up? NVIDIA 140 call. 1 week out. The strike was too high. Wait, what is NVIDIA at right now? Let me just double check. Pardon me. NVIDIA 130. Okay. Okay, yeah, these are that's in pot. Okay, yeah, it's at 130 now. Okay, that's very far away. Okay, so yeah, lots of folks just swinging for the fences. And okay, so that's our idiots of the week. And then here's our non-idiocy rules of thumb. All right, cool. With that, let's go to toss and go to our index overview. And let's see if we can see a falling knife for today, because at least with NVIDIA, it's sneezing. Holy shit, it's down 4%. Wow. I slapped on a small short before this call, so probably got some taco money for today.
Wow, good job, Warren.
Yay, thanks.
You got both directions correct.
It's carrying the whole market on its shoulders. I
Yeah.
feel bad for NVIDIA. Like,
Yeah.
there's no place to go but down. There's just too much pressure, but they are killing it. 25% quarterly profits don't hurt. Okay. All right, let's start with the S&P 500. And we'll start with the smart tier of the future side of the house. And we'll look at the put call ratio and where the deltas are. And we're seeing some extremes today already. So we might be seeing the falling knife. So put call ratio right here is at 4.012. Fair value is 1.4. North of 2 is extreme. North of 3 is really bad. North of 4 is practically nuclear. We have not seen it north of 4 very often. And with that, let me take a screenshot so we can save this in our archives. And we're seeing some extreme deltas. It's not as high as it's ever been. We've seen it as high as 90%, but 82 is up there. So effectively, we're seeing lots of hedging and a fair bit of speculation to the downside risk. So things are moving. And let's move to the next tier of supposed smart money. Oh, wait, let's also look at the, the product depth lookup. And let's see how futures are being discounted across time. And again, shout out to Fla for showing us this little module here, because I would have never found it. And where's Flop today? All right, let's look out a little bit. Okay, come on. Sorry, Swab is really laggy for some reason. Maybe I should turn off my video. Come on, scroll down. Scroll down. Okay, here we go. All right. So again, this is not the best sample size, but September 24th is at 55.30. And then December's contract is close to 5,600. But we're only seeing volume of 1,200 in December versus let's see, September is 1 million. So yeah, we still have some time to go. But is this inflation or is this the market really expecting a bullish run? Who knows? If Venezuela is any lesson for us, then it's the market can smelt up and you can still lose your shirt. All right, let's look at the big boy option contracts of SPX. We call them big boys since it's equal to 10 shares of the SPY. And with that, let's take a look at the betting analytics. Come on, Swap. Come on, Swap. Come on, come on. All right, come on. All right. This is totally different from the supposed smart money. We're seeing a normal trading day at 1.4. It's like nothing's happening. It's not all-time high. Nvidia's not crashing. It just looks like a normal day at the park. Deltas are not urgent. Yeah, it's just normal trading day according to SPX. And let's pivot to SPY and look at the retail side of the house, where hope springs eternal. Oops. And from our sector rotation talk, we are seeing money rotate out of the S&Ps and go into the Russell 2000 of all places. And lots of funds in the NASDAQ still with NVIDIA gobbling it up. And why is Schwab not cooperating? I mistyped it. Come on. And our anti-inflation poodle is very concerned about NVIDIA, obviously. Come on, Swab. Sorry, guys. I should upgrade to the new M3 laptops at some point. Okay, here's SPY analytics. All right, put call ratio 1.2. The bearish delta of 0 to 20 is at 44%. So it's a pretty normal day. Fair value is also about 1.4. And this is fairly bullish by any measure. So yeah, it looks like the SPX and SPY guys are not really worried about the market at all. So, different perspectives here. And with that, let's pivot to the Qs and look at the NASDAQ side of the house and see what the NVIDIA fanboys are talking about. All right, so here's the NASDAQ. Come on. Okay, so fair value is also about 1.4, and today we're about 1.547. So fairly normal trading day, not too off by any major counts. We're still seeing strong inflows, at least for the 90-day period if we go to the charts. So on balance volume here, bottom left quadrant. Yeah, we're peaking for inflows. And again, this is a big chunk thanks to NVIDIA. And I posted an article in Discord about the XLK rebalancing. So this will happen tomorrow. So this would be a perfect pairs trade. Effectively short Microsoft and Apple and go long NVIDIA. That's the general gist. But yeah, we can take a look at that when we get to our sector rotation bit in just a smidge. But yeah, still strong inflows here. And for the 90-day window here in the bottom left, it is at a peak. So, with Jensen Wong signing boobs and whatnot, could this be the market top? Maybe. And let's go to the analytics and see what the betting public likes for today. So we're at 1.547. Yeah, a little smidge more bearish than normal, but yeah, fair value is about 1.4 as well. And with that, let's pivot to the Russell 2000 and see how small caps are shaken up. And shockingly enough, yeah, the NASDAQ and the small caps are seen as a place or a safe haven at the moment in these risk-on days, which is bizarre, but sure. Sounds like a house of sand to me, but what do I know? All right. Let's see if SWOG will cooperate. All right. And we affectionately call the Russell 2000 the schizophrenic index since it loves to overreact. And actually today it's actually fairly well behaved. S&P is down what? 0.4? This is only down 0.5. Normally we see like a 3 to 5x move because it just loves to overreact like your favorite ex-girlfriend. And let's see. Option stats. Puka ratio 1.188. Fair value is 2.4. So this is extreme bullishness for what it's worth. And if we go to the charts, we are still seeing continued inflows. However, it is not peaking. The actual peak in a 90-day window was 520. And it's still steady inflows, but it's definitely not at its tippy top. And if you look at price action, it's pacing on balance volume almost perfectly. So it's beautiful to see. All right, momentum trading, I love it. All right, and with that, let's look at our fourth index. It's the baby of the bunch, but it's still important. And we'll look at the diamonds with the Dow Jones. And this is the most optimistic index because it's clueless. And like I affectionately call it the kid that likes heat glue in the corner. And we all remember who that was in elementary school. And for us, this is the dunce of the indexes. And today it's very bullish as usual. Fair value is 1.0. It's always retardedly bullish. And today is no exception. So while smart money is running for cover and hedging to the hilt, the Dow Jones guys, the diamonds guys just running around spending their NVIDIA money. Good times. And we got to look at the VIX value. And, with all of our potential black swans and theaters of war, VIX has got to be an anemic, what? S&P's down 0.3. Maybe it's like a 14, maybe 13 and a half, something stupid. Let's take a look. Come on, SWOG. Oh, you're killing me.
You got too many characters. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
You're back to too many characters.
Too many VIX.
Yeah.
Just
Ah,
VIX. Warren.
I know.
VI.
I try. It's not me. It's Swab. It's Swab.
Oh, it's not typing for you. Okay.
Yeah, it's not me. It's Swab.
Froze. Okay.
Yeah, it's Swab.
I think VIX went up today.
13.32.
Wow.
This is up.
Wow. I have VXX on.
Okay. I mean, VIX has gone up for today, but this is just hilarious. Okay, yeah. So VIX is not, I mean, this isn't really a fear index, but most of the risk has moved into the sovereign debt markets. It's not really in the equities, but sure, we'll pretend it's here. All right. So yeah, VIX is 13. So it's great. All right, back to our notes. Good to look at that. Now let's do a deeper dive into the VIX and specifics on fear and greed. Okay, so this is the aggregate. Let's see. Today we're at 41. Yesterday we're at 42. A week ago at 40. A month ago at 60. And a year ago at 80. So, it's nice to see beautiful headlines like, why the Dow fell 1,000 points. That's always fun too. But yeah, let's look at our first indicator. We're looking at the 125-day moving average. And yeah, still some nice gap there. So extreme greed from here. But here's the Heidelberg omen that we mentioned earlier. So this is pivoting towards extreme fear. And again, this is a comparison to the 52-week high versus 52-week low and that overall count. And if we go to our notes, here's the Heidelberg omen, and it has been working since, I believe, 1937. And this is a great video to look at past, I guess, past instances and what happened. So this is basically predicting a significant drawdown. And based on past drawdowns, we could be looking at a 15% correction. So we'll see how that shakes up. But yeah, great video. Please check it out. I'm a huge fan of this channel. And I do excellent research. And if I had more staff, I would love to get in on that. But yeah, cool. So that is the deep dive on the Heidelberg omen here. But we really want to look at the McKellen index here. So looking at the sort of overall number of shares rising versus falling. This isn't looking at the 52-week extremes, but looking at the sort of median momentum line, as it were. So from this point of view, we're still skewed on the bearish side. So looking at extreme fear, at least from their perspective. And we just
comment.
Yes, sir.
According to Investopedia, the Hindenburg omen only has a 25% chance of correctness.
Oh. Hindenburg. 25%. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
I was questioning the same thing. I was looking at 2016. Looking for,
Check out the video. Let me know.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a perfect indicator, but yeah, this is pretty good. Cool.
Hey, Dave, you mentioned 2016. What happened 2016 on this index?
Late 2015 and the first couple weeks of 16. If you look at the SP 500, we had this giant drop and it creates these two fangs that come down. It doesn't show up on long time ago charts. But
Okay.
if you go back to like weeklies or dailies and just scroll back time, you'll see these.
What happened at that time? Why was there such a big drop?
It's been too long.
Oh, okay.
I should know.
2015, 16? That's us Trump era.
The fangs, basically they're snake fangs. They're really obvious. I mean, we had these huge down moves. That was the year that that like somebody in CNBC actually panicked and told everybody maybe we should sell the stocks. Then it turned like 2 days later. They were saying, "Oh, don't sell the stock, don't sell the stock, just hold. It's everything's safe." But then they finally panicked. They've only done it twice in an incredibly long amount of time.
Oh, okay.
It's
Uh,
funny when you're supposed to tell everybody to hold it when they finally panic.
yeah, it's okay. What's the quote? In the short term, the market is a voting machine. In the long term, it's a weighing machine.
Mhm.
Cool. This put call ratio read is retarded, so we're gonna skip it. Uh, uh, and again, we just went over all the fair values. Like this is not fear or greed. This is just retarded. Okay. And we've just talked about the VIX. The way they present it here is not very helpful. Okay, cool.
Safe
So
haven demand.
yeah, cool. So that's the CNN Fear and Greed Index. And yeah, we only need half of that. All right, pivoting to Stock Traders Almanac. Let's look at our June readout. All right, June, the summer rally in most years is the weakest rally of all 4 seasons. Week after June triple witching day, Dow is down 26 of the last 32. And recent record, S&P up 12 and down 9, average loss of 0.8, ranking number 11 for the year. Summer doldrums can begin in late June. Watch out for end of quarter portfolio pumping. On last day of June, Dow is down 18 of the last 32, and NASDAQ up 9 of the last 12. And in presidential election years, June ranks number 4 for the S&P, number 5 for the Dow, number 2 for the NASDAQ, and June ends NASDAQ's best 8-month trends. Okay, a lot to digest here. Let's zoom in on the near term item, which is June triple witching. So again, $5.1 trillion of notional value worth of derivatives expiring tomorrow. So it could be kind of fiery. And if this is a clue, yeah, the week after is down 26 of the last 32. And we have a little bit of earnings next week, I believe. But yeah, we're still away from most of them. But yeah, if you see FedEx around the corner, then it's about to kick off. Cool. So load for bear next week. It should be pretty bloody. I'm excited. And we'll short our usual fun tickers, right? We got GameStop, Nvidia, DJT, who else? Our Chinese EVs, Tesla, and Cathie Woods, because she's basically all Tesla. All right, cool. Looking at July, let's see. July is the best month of the third quarter. Start of second half brings an inflow of retirement funds. First trading day, Dow up 28 of the last 32. Graph above shows strength in the first half of July. Huge gain in July usually provides better buying opportunity over the next 4 months. Start of NASDAQ's worst 4 months of the year. And presidential election Julys are ranked number 6 for the Dow, number 6 for the S&P, and number 9 for the NASDAQ. Good to know. And let's take a peek at August for our total 90-day forecast. August Almanac. Harvesting made August the best stock market month from 01 to 51. Now that about 2% of labor are on farms, August is the worst Dow and second worst S&P and NASDAQ month since 1988. Second shortest bear in history caused by turmoil in Russia. A currency crisis and hedge fund debacle ended here in 1998. Blah, blah, blah. Saddam Hussein triggered a 10% slide in 1990. And best out gains were 1982, 1984 as bear markets ended. And next to last day, S&P up only 9 times the last 27 years. Presidential election years rank August as number 5 for the S&P, number 4 for the Dow, and number 1 for the NASDAQ. Okay. We'll process this more when we get closer. All right, cool. There is some fun sector rotation stuff I want to show you guys. So let's just go to the charts. So let's go to XLK. And we'll need to know the holding. So XLK holdings. All right. So whoever was the idiot fund manager here decided to overweight Microsoft and Apple like crazy. So that's what, 44% is Microsoft and Apple. And besides Apple's resurrection the last 5-6 weeks, Apple's been quite the dog, and Microsoft has been trending slightly upward. So this one I can justify, but not Apple. And only 5% for NVIDIA. Like NVIDIA's been just kicking major ass since 2022. Like, who is this fund manager? Like for the XLK family, like they need to be fired clearly. Okay, but yeah, so this is going to be redone. So this will be like some 20% for NVIDIA, and then they'll chop up Microsoft and Apple quite a bit. So yeah. Thanks for nothing, XLK. All right, so sector
Do
rotation.
you have a date on the last rebalance?
I don't know about the
It was
rebalancing
probably
schedule.
before NVIDIA took off. Probably more than 5 years ago, if I am just guessing.
That's a shit rebalancing schedule if it's 5 years.
I don't know. I'm just
yeah.
guessing.
Let's see. How often does it change? I'm not even sure. Let me write this down. 11 subsectors. What is rebalancing schedule? Okay, all right, I got some homework. I'll find out. Okay. Example XLK. So I don't know if this will trigger a sell-off in Microsoft and Apple. Let's just go to the charts and take a look at how they're performing. But you can at least expect NVIDIA to go up on Friday, even if these guys don't really do anything. But let's see, inflows. Apple has woken up a lot in the last couple of weeks, strong inflows. But then, yeah, I'm really confused because over here in this time period, a lot of dismal iPhone sales data was coming out of Asia. And the market is really happy post-dividend. I just don't get it. But it seems to be petered out. Okay. Let's see. And it looks like Apple's down 10x what the S&P 500 is. So interesting. And let's pivot to MSFT. Almost similar price action curve with Apple, right? A little bit less pronounced. But they've also had a change of fortune, and the zero line is only right here. The last touch was on 610. So it's only been inflows for the next 10 days. Okay, so Microsoft not really showing a lot of strength. This is an all-time high technically, but I don't know if it can be sustained very long. Okay, so yeah, there is indeed some sector rotation happening here. Okay, so we'll keep our eye out for this. Okay. Earnings, there's Smith & Wesson. Let's take a look at that. I'm a huge fan of Smith & Wesson, obviously. My first gun is Smith & Wesson. And my first revolver cleared on my birthday when I was 24, like the 11-day holding period. On day number 11, it was my birthday. And I didn't plan that. It was just, I didn't even know there was a holding period. So, and then when I got the gun, the serial number was magical. It was 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow.
And I'm just like, oh my God, 10 shot 22 caliber revolver. Like, and the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. Like the gun gods themselves, just, they gave me a lesson. Like, just keep it simple. Just keep it really simple. So yeah. All right. SWBI. Let's look at Smith & Wesson.
Warren, do you have statistics of gun sales? Has it been going up? I would think so, right?
It doesn't matter. Gun sales and
Really?
gun stocks are actually non-correlated. Like we're always looking for non-correlated assets, right? And unfortunately, they're gun stocks. It
Why
doesn't
is
make
that
sense.
though? It doesn't make sense, right?
The civilian
would
war
think
is
Yeah.
Well, the civilian world is significant, but the military component is bigger, and those are not disclosed. So, like I can't see ammunition orders for the U.S. Army, but I can see it for the IRS. And why is the IRS buying hollow points? I don't know. But yeah.
Well, same reason they have tanks. Seriously, it's like the ATF. They all are gone military.
It's
Mhm.
it's
They
to
all plan on killing us.
oh I know Waco and everything. I'm with you. I'm with you. But yes, it's for the tax livestock, which we proudly are. But yeah,
Does
here's
mhm. Does SW Smith and Wesson, do they sell to just like government contracts with government, military, anything like that, or just mostly for civilians?
So
Smith.
everybody, the
Smith-
government has contracts. They do all these things that say, they qualify the gun. So everybody's trying to compete for this big contract that's,
Right,
a lot more than 1 million guns.
Mhm. So they
know,
sell to everyone. They sell to everyone.
No, not
Certain
Smith and
model.
Wesson. Smith and Wesson makes some ARs and a lot of revolvers. Ruger makes a lot, Glock makes the most, Remington makes a lot. And then there's the specialty folks. Yeah, most of this is not public data, unfortunately. And the civilian market, again, while it's significant, it pales in comparison to the big boys. So
It's not.
I've desperately tried to trade gun stocks with current events. It's never worked. I don't know why.
Mhm.
It's okay. It's my widowmaker. Like just be careful.
So it's not insignificant. There's 410 million guns, and there's only 340 million people. There's a lot of guns in the United States, and
Those are the guns that
not
the
the bullets
government
killing
knows
people.
about.
It's the crazy people.
Right.
But
Those are
what is the actual percent of people that own guns?
More
Very,
than
not that
more than
high, right?
50%.
More than 50%?
It's more than 50%, and probably 25% own 80% of all the guns.
Right.
How many do I own? I can cover every toe and finger. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
The
But,
important part is the nut jobs who are causing all these stupid mass shootings. And a
But
mass
they-
shooting is
but-
defined poorly.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you. All right. Getting to our next earnings play, besides Smith and Wesson. Oh, sorry, we forgot to look at the option chain. Is this even tradable? It's monthlies. Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, slippage is garbage. All right, Smith and Wesson, you suck. As a stock, it sucks. As a revolver, they're classics. It's either Smith and Wesson or Colts. You can't really.
Very small volume too. Not
Yeah.
a whole lot of volume.
Go out to September.
But this is for earnings. We're like yeah.
Why September?
We are not trading earnings with September contracts.
No.
Veto. All right, but we will look at CarMax. We look at CarMax,
Okay.
and for CarMax, the key KPI is we gotta look at the Manheim Car Index. So this
Okay.
tracks the aggregate used car values. I believe it's out of the University of Chicago economics team. All right, so here's the table or the chart or the line chart. So here's
down.
here everyone was overpaying, and we're back at sort of pre-COVID levels, almost like mid 2020 or pre-lockdown values, basically. Okay. So we can go car shopping. So if we look at CarMax, how has it performed? Okay. It's all over the place. And currently on balance volume with momentum, it's been quite the dog since like tax deadline day. And people have been dumping it nonstop. Okay, So not great. And CarMax would be the first of all of the car sellers. So let's not overplay our hand with CarMax. We'll get more money with its competitors. Who's the big guys?
Carvana,
Carvana, yeah.
CVNA.
And we used to look up Model 3s and everything, right? We just gotta do it for fun. CarMax, Tesla, or Car Gurus? No, let's see if we can find CarMax unloading them.
So
Let's see what the cheapest Model 3 is, just out of curiosity. Let's go nationwide, okay. And we want the cheapest. How do I sort for cheap? Okay, 23, 24, 25. Okay, let's check out the Hertz car sales for Tesla Model 3s. God, Elon, you're killing your company. Holy cow. And I've been watching tons of Thunderfoot, Elon Musk hating videos. They've been wonderful. Price low to high. Here we go. All right, so the count 608. We used to do this all the time, but let's see. 19,000, that's still very low. And mileage has improved. So it looks like the 100,000 mile cap rule is still the ceiling. But they've been unloading a lot of the 90,000 plus varieties. So now they're down to the 60s, 70s, and 80,000 units. Okay. And I looked at, I wasn't looking for this, but the total rate post-accident for Model 3 is 40%. Like there is so much damage to the chassis and whatnot that it basically requires a full battery swap. And 40% of the time, the insurers just total the car because it doesn't make sense financially. So if you're a Model 3 owner, you gotta be pissed at everything. Like if you were the early adopter, you paid 50 to 60,000 for Model 3s. And Elon's cut the price some 11 times that I've been tracking it. Plus, Hertz got rid of their entire 30,000 unit fleet. Like that is just decimation for your resale value. Plus, Elon's acting like a rhino and doing all kinds of shenanigans online. Like he needs to put down the ketamine. Okay.
Has the range increased? Has the range increased as in the newer ones versus being an early adopter?
No, the price has the range hasn't changed. The battery itself hasn't changed. The price for the add-on, so like the long range and edition or the bigger battery, that's gone down in price due to just profit squeezing and competition. But there's no new major hardware transformation. Okay, thanks, Larry. Let's see. Let's look at the earnings trade itself. We'll sell safely non-directional values at 2 standard deviations. And let's see, there's a little bit of a nickel gap here. But let's see if we can squeeze some money out of this. Okay, that's what, 2.4% just on the calls? Let's see if we can make this a little bit better. Okay, widening it does not help. Okay, we'll stick with 250. Oh, sorry, not 250. Oh no, we can widen it to 1,000. Let's see if 1,000 pays better. 1,000 does not pay better. Okay, let's keep it back. Sorry, 1,005 does not pay better. We'll keep it at 1,000. That pays 15. That sucks. All right, we'll keep it at 500. All right, that's where the juice is. And
Are you doing Iron Condor?
I want to, but these strikes don't work. 92 and 98, or it's really 92 and 97. Sorry, or 99. I can't play that. And 55 to 50 probably will not pay very well. We can just sell it one-sided. Yeah. You're still clearing, 3% overnight. That's still more than, that's a lot of money. And again, 1% a day across 200 trading days turns $1 into 13. And Wani,
So
you
hey,
like you didn't understand the math of how I did that, right? Here, I'll show you.
yeah.
204. These are a number of trading days in the year. It's what, 200. What's the count? 252.
That-
All right.
but-
All right. So 101. So if you make 1% a day, and you do it over 252 days, you turn $1 into 12.27.
Right, but that means you have to do it consistently,
No,
making that
it's
1% on a
just
consistent
1% a
rate.
day. Just 1% a day on
Right, right.
average turns $1 into $12. That's a 1,227% annualized ROI. It's definitely doable. It's definitely doable. Just a 1% target. I think Flav's got to be hitting like 2% a day, or maybe less. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Okay.
So do you think in general the used car market is not doing good?
I'm definitely trying to find a new car, or I'm trying to upgrade. Yeah, cars are coming down a lot. So yeah, I'm watching car gurus and whatnot.
So the used car market's not doing well, right?
Yeah. All right, we got FedEx next Tuesday. And yeah, FedEx usually FedEx and the banks mark the start. Or here's Carnival. Carnival is Friday or Monday? Tuesday as well. Okay. So yeah, we got earnings season coming up, guys. Get your buying power ready. All right. And let's take a look at the latest with the Wall Street Bets kids, looking at sentiment. And again, this is an aggregator of the Wall Street Bets channel. And instead of looking at individual posts, we just look at the word cloud or the sentiment analysis. Okay. Mostly positive, nothing really red today. Maybe the Q's a little bit. And super micro. Hey, what's happening with super micro? Why are people panicking? We should be selling some calls.
It went up a lot today, right?
Did it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, over 900.
$100? Holy cow.
Wow.
Holy shit. That is quite the overnight move. Wow.
Yeah, what's going on with it?
And then they gave back all the money. On balance volume, just crazy. Sell off, sell off, sell off, and then almost back to the zero line. Like it's very ambivalent. This is not the crazy ex-girlfriend. This is the girl that's not hot enough to be your crazy, crazy ex-girlfriend, but she's trying really hard.
You take a look at Dell. Elon said he's buying servers from Supermicro and Dell for his
For a supercomputer, yeah.
Oh, is that why?
But
Does
he's
Dell do the
stalling.
same thing?
But Elon is stalling. He's again moving the goalposts, throwing out 18-month deadlines for everything, like robo-taxis, AI. Like he can't deliver jack shit. He's a fucking grifter. I don't know why
Mhm.
people keep overthinking this. But yeah, let's take a look at Dell. Dell flat. What the hell? Okay. Well, okay.
Well, it makes sense. Dell sells a lot of stuff. Supermicro only does one thing, servers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dell has a lot of government contracts.
Yeah.
It's predictable, and business contracts.
Yeah. But I mean, gosh, the young kids don't understand Dell's history, right? Dell was one of the few players, back in the 2000s where they would customize your PCs, laptop and towers for you. Like that was
Right.
no one else did it back then. Everything was like cookie cutter, e-machines, take it or leave it, or you have to go to Fry's and make it yourself.
Right.
So yeah.
Does Dell still do that? Customize the computer for you?
Only a little.
That's still their core business model, or that has changed?
I think they're more enterprise clients. They do big
Oh.
deployments now. Yeah, it's a little different. It's
Okay.
more cookie cutter. Yeah, because they have to
Tailgate for
scale.
sure when I was in Austin. It was kind of cool. Saw a lot of stuff in Austin.
1,500. Wow, it's not cheap.
And then their stuff, they bought Alienware, so Alienware took over the gaming market for them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're not leveraging XPS servers for that. That was their high-end product line for gaming.
Mm.
So it's kind of interesting to see how they shifted as well. And the summary of it, yeah, like I guess it's like what someone pointed out, that it's the government contracts. Because again, it's a lot of the large businesses. What was the one? Gateway disappeared. Who else?
Mhm.
The other US market. So a good chunk of the US market PC suppliers just fell off the face of the earth.
Mhm.
Dell's
Hey,
like,
Compact turned into HP.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, even HP's market, right? Even they're I would still avoid HP. And then Lenovo.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
spun off from
HP
IBM.
split into two. There's HP Enterprise and then there's HP printers and PCs.
Mhm.
yeah.
Well, Lenovo is owned by IBM, right? Is it IBM brand?
No, the other way
No?
around. Lenovo bought IBM.
No,
Oh.
it didn't. It did. It spun out. Lenovo was a spin out from IBM.
Yeah.
And
Oh, okay.
Somebody in Asia does own a big slice of it. I'm out of date.
What about Asus? Is that a good computer? Asus?
I know it's Taiwanese. Asus
Yeah,
and
most people say, but there's a lot of people who hate Asus right now.
yeah.
I'm using one right now, actually. Mine is a Asus. It seems to be okay.
They're considered very high end for,
Is it really?
yes.
Oh, I have no idea. I bought it from Costco. It was pretty
Yeah.
cheap, so.
It's a fanboy brand. The
Oh,
motherboards from Asus are considered the best until just recently.
oh, I have AMD chips inside.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Dell's doing really well. Yeah, 2018 saved their ass. COVID saved their
think
life, really. COVID, really.
Mhm. I think Dell is incorporating like AI into their computer, and that's what caused the price to run up big time this few months.
Japan had fuzzy logic in washing machines that told you how much soap to put in. It's marketing hype. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. Let's get to our news articles. Shout out to Hunter Biden. Inflation's not that high. I still love this meme. Only in America do we have a sitting president whose granddaughter was fathered by a stripper. Sorry, not fathered, is being raised by a stripper. And I'm still shorting Rick's Cabaret out of Dallas. Like again, this is like, who knew you could pay the rent with the strippers IPO? But yes, Rick's Cabaret. Just look at this price action. It's just such a beautiful downward dog to short. Like it's, everyone's selling off, and you want the real economic indicator, it's right here. The strippers in Dallas are unhappy. Like, what more do you need to know?
What are they unhappy about?
There's no money. The American consumer is tapped out. Like, you have to remember, who powers the whole underground, pay for play market? It's unhappy husbands. It's the short answer.
But that's a lot of those people out there. Right?
Yeah, like these are all the dads of America, right after Father's Day. Like they all got socks and ties, and like they're also
Can they
depressed.
do the buy now and pay later thing
Buy now, pay later.
with the strip club? No.
so there's a bunch of stories that say OnlyFans is in trouble because the AI girlfriends are so hot.
Oh my
Again,
that is
God.
true.
again,
That is-
Japan has rubber girlfriends.
They are the sector leader in the they call it a waifu is the technical term. Why do I know this?
Waifu.
Oh, I
Waifu.
wonder if it's all sparked from Ghost in the Shell.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, the technical term is called waifu. Here, waifu Urban Dictionary.
So, well, basically, the wife is like the English word for wife. And then the
Yes.
Japanese
yeah,
people like to
exactly.
put a word into it, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just the word wife.
And then there's like the waifu like swag, which is crazy. There's like pillows and like discussing shit. It's not some of my friends, but like,
This is
have you seen like,
stupid.
yeah, like there's like a lot of like anime like merchandise, like blankets, posters. It gets creepy really fast when it's all
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah.
pre-adolescent girls or boys.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Uh,
Japanese men love to read manga, right? The comic books.
I'm a
and this-
fan, right? But some of the shit gets creepy really fast. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, stupid.
The girls having sex with at the age of 13 and 14. That's where these cartoons end up.
Yeah, it's
And
disgusting.
teachers having sex with their students.
yeah,
Yeah. A lot of
They
the
cross a lot of
manga.
lines.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cute is
Like-
one thing, but yeah, once this becomes, this can cross the other line really quickly. Yeah. Okay. We don't have to
Yeah.
get too far into that, but yeah, just be careful. Okay. Again, let's go through our news cycle. Biggest OpEx tomorrow. Be careful. Get your stop losses ready, and make sure you close out everything at 1 p.m. Like Fridays, we're option sellers. You gotta close out your short legs, and
Mhm.
like the way I do that is there's a position statement in Thinkorswim, but the safer way is to go to your account statement. And what I do is you just scroll down and you just look at like here, shit, get rid of all my junk. You just count the negative ones. Go look in your like your chunk of options here and just look for negative ones and like sort by date, and then just make sure like all the negative ones are gone by Friday 1 p.m. Like that's your job as option sellers. You got to close out the short leg. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Warren, you were gonna show us like where do you see the commission? Like how much commission you pay?
It's right here. You just scroll down. It's in the position statement.
Position statement.
Yeah. It's on the bottom. You just scroll down. Mine's like on this account, it's like $2,000 or something. Or you can see in your account statement too. It'll say on the bottom. Or just I could show you like privately later. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you can maybe share your screen. You know, you have to share it to everybody. Okay, let's get back to our notes. So yeah, OpEx, be careful. A lot of gamma risk, just be careful. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at our first potential. Well, it's 11:30, right? We'll skip this article. It's a little bit late. All right. We've talked a lot about rate cuts last week. Okay. Let's skip that. Let's go to the fun tradable stuff. All right, let's look at this Goldman mention of XLP and XLY. We don't have the stock charts rotation tool, but let me show you guys what's been happening. So this is not a bad idea. So the hypothesis is from the Goldman team is let's short the US consumer. So this is a fairly straight, easy exercise. We just have to think about the CPI basket itself. What are the US consumers' highest expenditures, right? It's taxes number one. So well, we can't trade on that, but it's then housing, food, and energy. So bless you. Let's look at XLY holdings. So XLY holdings. And again, I need to find out what the rebalancing schedule is. But yes, the consumer is tapped out, looking at the discretionary spending. All right. Do I agree with this with this portfolio, no, but I'm sorry, do I disagree? Yes, I disagree. It's 24% Amazon, 14% Tesla, 9% Home Depot, 4% McDonald's, Bookings, Lowe's, TJX, Chipotle. Like, this is not what I would consider discretionary for the consumer, but sure, this is one fund manager's interpretation. And oh, Bookings has a really disturbing YouTube ad. I've been trying to save it, but I can't. I couldn't get it. But it's what is it? It's like a 10-second thing. Empires rise and fall, and use Bookings to find like the cheapest plane tickets. I'm like, wait, empires rise and fall, and it's implying the U.S. empire is falling, and like that just pissed me off. But minor point. That's Bookings' latest advertisement. And as a marketing guy, like I'm shorting America, but I'm not bearish on America, but whatever. Okay. So yes, it's a lot of Amazon, I guess, and Tesla and Home Depot. So we do know Home Depot is the weekend for sure, in that setup. So could XLY be set for a bearish position? Maybe. And on net momentum, it's just dancing with the zero line, just treading water. So anything could happen here. We might be a little bit early, but you could sell call spreads at least and milk the sideways action. So that could be fun. And let's look at consumer staples really quick, just to get a sense of that. XLP. Again, this is one of the 11 subsectors of the S&P 500 itself. And let's go to holdings and see if this is as retarded as the other one. Okay, this is a little bit better, right? Procter & Gamble, Costco, Walmart, Coca-Cola, Philip Morris, Pepsi. What's MDLZ? Altria, Colgate, Target. Wait, is this the poor man's consumer discretionary? This is all the poor shit. Okay.
No, that's Staples.
Staples. So if your discretionary is Amazon and Tesla's,
Yeah.
Staples is toothpaste and Costco?
Yeah, because Staples you have to have. Discretionaries only if you've got some extra money.
Yeah, Staples is like toilet paper and dishwashing and detergent.
And cigarettes.
I don't know, I guess.
Cigarettes ranks, it outweighs Target by 2. Priorities, right?
Yeah, you can always make your car last another year.
You're supposed to change your fluids, though. All right. Let's take a look at XLP, the US consumer. All right. Similar to discretionary, it's also trending on the same, it's right at the zero line. So it could snap. And yeah, this sideways action could collapse pretty quickly. Okay, same thing. So yeah, I'd say both XLP and XL. Sorry, what was the other one? XLP and XLY. That's right, XLY. Yeah, they're both pretty weak. Okay. Got it. All right, let's go back to our notes. All right, retail sales. All right, we've got the table here. Don't really care about that too much. Let's get on to the fun stuff. We got to speed up. We're going a little bit slow. Okay. Let's look at dollar strength and see where we are. And textbook dollar strength theory would say as let's see where we are first. 105. Let's zoom out a little bit. Oops. I don't use this trading view very often. How do we zoom out? Oh, here we go. Oh, 5 year. Here we go. Okay. 5 year. 1 year? I'll take 1 year. I'll take 5 year. Okay, 5 year. Dollar strength. Where are we? We're pretty sideways. Not the worst it's been, but yeah, okay. So weaker dollar is bad for emerging markets because their stuff gets more expensive as our stuff gets cheaper. So in theory, as dollar goes down, this should go in the inverse. Okay, we are seeing that somewhat. Okay, it's not as pronounced as I thought it would be, but sure. This is the basket of emerging markets. If we look at like Brazil, a Jonathan Massey favorite, it's a little bit more extreme. And this, oh, holy shit. I should be selling puts. Why am I not selling, sorry, not selling puts, selling calls. Holy shit, I have not traded EWZ in a while. My bad. Okay, all right. Okay, so that's the dollar strength and the effect on the emerging markets. And let's check out, let's see. Ethereum spikes after SEC drops. Let's see, who do we got here? Do we have Ed? No, we just have Wani. All right. Just curious, Wani, what percentage of your portfolio, of your crypto portfolio is Ethereum?
Oh, actually, I would say more than 50.
Oh, okay. Are you just trying to milk
Yeah.
the new launch of all the funds for the summer?
I have Ethereum from the very, very, very beginning, like when it
Okay.
first came out. So almost
Okay.
next to nothing. Yeah.
Among
So
your
I'm just
friends,
holding on to it. I got
okay.
it in like at about $9.
Oh wow, holy shit. 9 to
I
3,000
know.
something. That's pretty good. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just holding on to my Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's it.
Nice.
That's a long time ago. So
Yeah. Good time. All right. While Wani's counting her Nvidia and Ethereum money, we'll go to domestic news and we'll look at what happened in the war zone that is Oakland. Ah,
ooh.
good times. Uh and during my property management days in the middle, I was managing unit section 236 and section 8 projects in West Oakland. And it was rough. Like I'd bring not one gun, but multiple guns to work. And my dog would sit in my car and watch the car. I mean, he was like 14 years old, but he'd still watch my car. So yeah, there's some great footage here. Let's see. Let's see if it didn't load.
So they were all at Lake Merritt,
Yeah.
and the parking lot at Lake Merritt is just it's just a shit show.
5,000
So
people.
it's like every Friday they party there. It's a total shit show.
They do a sideshow, so they spin donuts and whatnot and all kinds of stuff. It's
You don't know about that. I mean, it's isolated enough that, I mean, the police know where it's at. I think I think that whatever the show is called is off in the more secret places like West Oakland.
no. They're stealth attacks. They pop up instantly and then they disperse instantly. And then the cops are reluctant to shut them down because they're all black and brown kids, and you can't shoot
And
them.
also you end up in these high speed race or
Right. So you
races.
can't shoot them. Yeah. So you gotta gently like encourage them to leave and not hurt people on the way out.
Yeah.
It's super retarded.
Well, the ones that get out of control are not in an obvious place like Lake Merritt parking lot.
Yeah. And it's right across from the Scottish Rite Center, which I visit. So I'm very familiar with the area. It's rough. It's rough. We like the Masons have a lot of armed security and rifle plates. Like we do not fuck around over there. Okay. We don't have to get too deep into this, but I just collected these headlines. Gosh, only Rob and Wani have kids in this 18 to 26 category that are soldiers right now. Like, God, you guys must be worried. Not a good time to be a soldier. But yes. But yeah, looks like the draft is pretty serious. Ironically, I've aged out of this category as God, I'm getting old, which is kind of nice, I guess. Making money is a lot better in your 30s and 20s. Thank God. But yes, the draft is pretty serious, and it's getting really bad in Europe and in Russia, so and the Ukraine side. So we'll have to keep our eye on this. But this is not a good trend. And again,
But you know, the quantity of people that they're looking at, they're all incredibly low.
Right,
yeah, a
I
couple
mean,
right.
hundred
NATO
thousand.
needs 500,000 people. Let's not joke around with these numbers. There's no way they can train these people, and the whole thing is just a big fantasy.
Cannon fodder, cannon fodder.
Well,
And
just Ukraine lost like 500,000 people at this point, and Germany was talking about like training 12,000 people. I mean, it just disappears into the noise.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, the United States is they're going to try and get them to said like 200,000 troops. That's insane.
yeah.
The US people need to know about this.
So it seems like they are preparing us for war,
They are
right? Right?
insane. Yeah, I can send you some links.
I mean, it's. I mean, it's.
I mean, it's obvious, right? I mean,
Well,
This is how they defend the U.S. dollar by going to war.
right, right.
right, and the same thing goes for Europe. That and that's where Tom Luongo's talking.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah, Dave, send me the link. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll send you some names. I'll send you a
Yeah.
couple links.
And in this, let's say there's a World War III, what will it look like? Who will ally with who?
It's
I mean,
already
who's gonna be
started.
fighting who?
World War
It's
III has
already-
already started. It's already started, Wani.
I know
Our
that. Yeah.
bombs have crossed Russia's border. It's started, and it's really screwed up because we can't win. I mean,
We have a
Russia's
forefront
been
war
preparing
starting
for a
up
couple of years
for
now,
America.
and had 20 years before that. We gave all of our, we gave, I think it's like 2.3 million 155 howitzer shells, and Ukraine blew them all up in like 18 months.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to think, one of the military contractors just brought a factory up to build more. But I mean, how do you do that? And the news was that North Korea was giving Russia
5
5
million, yeah.
million. I mean, this
Yeah.
is complete orders of magnitude. The West is just not ready.
Mhm.
Scranton, aging U.S. factory makes shells for Ukraine. That's Biden's county.
Yeah, the one I saw was one of the
Oh.
main companies.
Yeah,
In any case, doesn't matter.
yeah.
You-
I don't
the
like.
West
I
is
don't.
not ready.
Yeah, I mean, I don't trade military stocks or like, because I don't want to fund that side. But uh, this would be a kind of a no-brainer to get long LMT and whatnot. But yeah.
Yeah.
Bird flu, there'll be the same vaccine players involved. Just again, be careful. And if you look at Pascal's wager, like you don't have to overthink this. Like, look, what if both sides are wrong? The pro-vax are wrong and the anti-vax are wrong. The correct wager is assume both are wrong and just wait it out. Like the skeptic is the ultimate winner, like from the COVID game theory example. And I hope most folks do that for bird flu, but I think that's extremely unlikely.
They did gain a function. I mean, we're back to I hate these people because they keep on taking these giant risks without
Yeah.
saying anything.
Yeah.
They did gain a function on bird flu. It's
Right.
just
Yeah, but
I'm with you.
why? Yeah, why are they doing that?
because they're stupid and they don't
It's
listen
like-
to people like me who are.
Yeah, of course.
Lauren and
It's
I
so-
are both
but it's so wrong for
jaded and
them.
Paranoid. We see the shit happening and it freaks us out. It's
But it's so wrong for them to do that.
totally agree with you.
No,
So why
everyone's
can't we
doing
stop them?
well,
Right?
everyone's doing their job though, the
I
corrupt
mean, to make-
elites. It's okay. Everyone's doing their job. The corrupt elites are doing what they need to do, and we need to do what we need to do, which
Yeah,
is,
that's true.
Yeah.
Which is
Educate.
basically destroy the deep state.
we're going to get
Yeah,
there
yeah.
quick,
So you think they're gonna like make some vaccines and crap like that again?
Oh yeah, it's
And
already
force
in the works.
people-
It's done.
This
I
is
hope
how
people are smart
this
enough
is
to know.
this is how mail-in ballots and a canceled election happens
Yeah.
in November. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
You think it's gonna happen between now and the election?
Yes.
I
Something has
expect
to happen.
I expect Big Mike to be in the Oval Office. Okay, like we'll see what happens.
I think it's
Big Mike,
getting
no.
assassinated. Because you think
No.
about it, if all the things that would freak out the left, having Biden assassinated is It's pretty high on that list.
You know, we're all just united in making sure that Kamala stays out of the Oval Office as much as possible. So
Well,
long as,
something's happening soon. I mean,
like,
in the next 3 weeks, something's really gonna happen.
like, I'm not sure
Yeah.
who's worse, right? Like Hillary or Kamala? Like which banshee is
Oh.
worse?
Both of them. Both of them.
It's okay. We hate everybody equally here, you know? All right. Okay, back to trading. Ozempic stocks. Let's look at Eli Whitney and what's the European equivalent? I forgot what it was called. All right. Where's ours?
We should all hope that it is shown that it causes cancer or something. It's outrageous that insurance is paying for this stuff.
And it's so expensive. It's like 1,100 a month. It's
Wow.
ridiculous.
Where do they get the money to buy that?
The government and the insurance companies.
Student loan debt was a lot of people got wiped out, right? And so student loan for forgiveness was a big deal. But yeah,
Right,
let's-
it is.
Ozempic stocks. Let's look it up.
Isn't that Eli Lilly?
And there's a couple, there's one more. They don't have the exclusive, if I remember correctly. NVO, yeah, NVO is the main one. They're out of the Europe side. Let's look at NVO.
NVO.
Potentially that would be an Israel play.
Do you guys know
Yeah,
anyone that's taken Ozempic?
Manufacturing.
No.
No? Okay.
How does it work right away? I mean, no one talks about like side effects and stuff like that.
No, you know what, Warren? As a matter of fact, Brandon.
Brandon.
You met
Oh,
Brandon.
oh shit.
Yeah. He lost a lot of weight. He's holding it.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
again, Brandon had a triple bypass.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a little extreme. And this is kind
Yeah.
of extreme too. No side
Does it
effects? He
work?
likes it?
Does it
He's-
work right away?
He lost a lot of weight. I mean,
Like-
I didn't even. It's like I didn't realize that he kept on losing more weight.
Wow.
Yeah, he's actually down to the 200s.
So does it like you only take the drug, or you have to like control your food, anything like that? How
He's
does it
taking
work?
it primarily because he was pre-diabetes.
Okay.
Like he was diabetic or something because of all the health challenges that he had.
Yeah.
But he's coming back. He's coming back from Japan on Sunday. I'll ask him if he's still on Ozempic. But I'll see if I can get pre and post pictures of him for you guys.
Once weekly. Once
And
weekly.
if you could find out his treatment protocol, that would be great to hear. And if
Yeah.
his doctor's going to refill his order or not. Or is that his
No.
choice or the doctor's choice? I have no idea.
I think it's the doctor's choice, right? Because the doctor makes the recommendation, and then you agree or disagree.
Okay. I've only seen the South Park episode, and God knows if that's accurate or not. But
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if like he can dictate it. Who knows? But I'll double check. I'll double check on whether he can. Or
What about like side effects? Do people like worry about all the side effects, and do they
Yeah.
gain their weight back after if they stop taking it?
No, this is one of the many things to find out because again, he went through a triple bypass.
Well, look at that. Look at the side effects.
Yeah, constipation.
cra-
Oh yeah, this is one of the many of the challenges. Yeah,
That is crazy. Who
You
would?
can find YouTube videos. That's too complex. Let's take that offline.
That's
Yeah.
is insane.
Okay,
I mean,
just
there's huge numbers of articles and YouTube videos from MD type doctors and this.
Yeah.
oh,
it's-
this is hilarious. All right, okay. All right, someone wrote exactly what I wanted. Okay. This article basically like here's how you play Ozempic. You do the Ozempic manufacturers and distributors,
Mhm.
and then you gotta also go long Lululemon. You
Because
gotta
of
get your
people lose
ROI.
weight.
You gotta show it off, and then you gotta get your Planet Fitness in.
Oh, this is hilarious. You
This
gotta
is
get a
so
copy of
good.
this.
This is so good. Here, I'll drop it in the chat. Even the dog's excited. Okay.
Oh, know one problem is they forced me to enroll. So if you could just minimize that, I'll do another screenshot of this again.
Links in the chat, Alan, for you.
Planet Fitness.
Thanks, Warren.
This is hilarious.
Oh, that is hilarious. Freaking A.
Oh,
That's all the ties. All the ties are in there.
here you go. And then next to Lululemon, you got to talk about the most expensive clothing hanger known to human history. Let's see, Peloton. Let me look these guys up.
Peloton.
And remember, the founder left the company to go make custom carpet.
Wow.
And
Carpet?
Peloton.
Carpet is a big money maker.
Yeah.
But he's a guy. It would have been funnier if it was a woman because you could call her a carpet muncher. Yeah. All right, let's see. So that's Piton. Okay. And it's dying. All right, perfect. All right, sorry, let's get back to our news article. All right. So fun stuff there. Here, I'll drop it in the chat. Pull up. It's okay. Good boy. It's okay. It's okay, Kola. Trade idea. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, we need more 45-year-old like white women to get real feedback on Ozempic. That crowd exclusively does not trade options. White Karens do not sell options. You will never see a hot blonde girl in our Sunnyvale meetings.
Well, because they're looking for a 6'4" and a trust fund.
Yeah. I mean, the girls, I mean, the women, they don't have to manage options. They just have to manage guys who have options. It's not hard. But Wani's working hard, especially because she's Asian and overachiever. So she has to show up to our meetings.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I'm being racist today. Okay. Okay. Let's finish domestic news. Yeah, heavy metal content has dementia risk, blah, 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 blah. But tattoos, this is kind of crazy. This came out on Zero Hedge. So basically, your lymph node sites are all activated with a single tattoo. Size doesn't matter. So it's either all on or all off. So your skin is basically your largest organ. So it thinks it's under attack. So there's a foreign object, and your lymph nodes will basically target the ink molecules forever until it's removed. And that activation triggers an inflammatory response. So you're cooking like a low grade fever at the cellular level. And over time, this helps kill you faster.
I think most people don't know this.
I
They
do.
should have. You do. I never know this.
No, most people don't.
And
They don't.
for
Yeah.
athletes, this is common knowledge. Like for soccer, there's like a soccer player study. When you get a large tattoo, like a full arm sleeve, they measured performance before and after. And it was always worse after a very large tattoo because not only is the skin damaged, but it can't sweat correctly because there's something blocking the pore literally.
Wow.
So if you can't cool down fast enough, guess what? You can't perform. Like cooling down is really valuable as an athlete. Like sweating is why we can hunt deer and run them to death in Kenya. Not me, but yeah.
And I heard something like some people who get their first tattoo, they got addicted to it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh yeah,
They want more.
Yeah,
I was like, really?
Right, the mental illness side is gargantuan. Like but this is pure like cellular free radical damage with lymph node sites. Like its size again doesn't matter because it's either all on or all off. And if you have one foreign object, it's as worse as having a million of them. And the one foreign
heavy
object
metals
tattoos,
and all kinds of weird shit in a lot of these things back in the past.
correct. The inks are toxic as shit. Yeah.
What about like people in the tribes, right? All those tribal people, ancient tribal people, they tattoo themselves,
Yeah,
right? As a
it's not as
symbol of
bad.
like giving them power and all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there's
So,
traditional tattoos, like even
right.
like there's this Filipino grandma who like will grab your penis for good luck. Like it's like a known thing. She's like a 90-year-old grandma that does like traditional Filipino tattoos. So there is this kind of stuff, but now today, the new tattoo is no tattoo.
You mean the ink they use is more
No,
toxic?
Right,
It's
right.
toxic.
Is less toxic for traditional styles. But I'm just saying in general, the new
Mhm.
tattoo nowadays is not getting a tattoo. Like Gen Z tattoo rates are like 40%, I think. It's like
Yeah.
30% for me, for the older millennials.
What do you mean it's not tattoo?
Just the tattoo rate, it's about 40% for Gen Z, about 30% for my group. And then
Wow.
yeah.
I don't get it.
Well, it stopped being cool.
It's and a lot of women too these days getting
Gor-
tattoos.
Gorgeous Asian girls get tattoos all the time.
Yeah, I'm
Drives me crazy.
surprised. Like Asian people, Asian
Yeah.
men, women, which is really not like a traditional thing
No.
for Asian people to do.
Long story short, these are markers of trauma. You have tattoos, like I just know to like, this is a trading position. This is not a long-term position. There's
It's
different
also
rules.
rebellion.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Rebellion, yeah.
All the girls wore Coke spoons around their necks.
Yeah.
It's just being a rebel.
It's not even pretty to look at.
Nowadays.
Yeah, let me just show you guys like the young 20s girls, what they look like and the tattoos and shit that they have.
Yeah, I've been
these are-
seeing Asian women.
There's Asian rave culture is really bizarre. Like they basically wear lingerie and run around. They're practically half naked. And massive tattoos. Here, I'll show you guys some pictures.
Wow.
This is not even the crazy stuff.
I think you're completely on the wrong page. I don't see anything to do with tattoos there. I don't perceive.
I'm trying to find more examples. But just age, like there's just a lot. It's just debauchery. Like I don't know what to do.
Why are the Asian women?
Be a
Yeah,
hoe
why are they
today.
doing?
Tomorrow
Be a
Sunday.
Well, that's
hoe.
all women at this point.
What does it mean, be a hoe? What's a be a
A
hoe?
whore. It's
Be a whore.
name for a whore.
Sleep around today.
Oh,
I mean, there's all these
Oh.
people who talk about body
terrible.
count. I mean, people break up with their boyfriend and then go have sex with like 80 people over the next month.
This is so
It's
crazy. Oh my
disgusting.
God, this is crazy.
This is the easy stuff. This is not even like the crazy stuff. Okay, but yeah, we're getting off topic pretty quickly, but
Oh gosh.
yeah, be careful. Okay. We're not gonna talk bird flu. Let's see what else. Real estate. All right. Housing starts, building permits plunge, blah, blah, blah. Let's go to the actionable item with ITB for real estate. All right, it's almost 12. All right, we got to speed up. Sorry,
Yeah, it was
guys.
fun.
I'm having too much fun here. And we scared away our new guest, Jason. Okay, perfect. ITB, okay. Okay, so ITB, this is the home builders ETF. So paint companies, a lot of developers are in here, Toll House Brothers, blah, 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 Sherwin-Williams. And it's gone sideways for a long time. It's finally collapsing and falling apart and momentum moving out of here. So here's a zero line and most of the price action is below it. So, I'm sorry, the volume is outgoing. So it's in trouble. So we're seeing finally real estate developers tap out. All right, let's get to the tech news, the fun stuff. And Ross's old NVIDIA logarithmic breakdown here is getting, I mean, we're basically at you know, the 100-ish mark here, and it might have to resplit again at some point, which will be hilarious. But yeah, let's look at these trillion-dollar companies. Holy cow, incredible. All right, so Big Daddy is NVIDIA, followed by Microsoft, followed by Apple, Alphabet, Amazon, Saudi Arabia, Meta, and TSMC, the foundry. Okay, incredible. Okay, wow, what a time to be alive. And then here is the here's a supercomputer being built supposedly. And again, Elon is known for selling hype. Like he's the best hype man selling vaporware galore. So this is just a stall so he can cash out his new, I guess, Tesla shares and options. But yeah, Elon is such a grifter. Ugh. And then here's Apple having problems with Vision Pro 2. So we've known that since Vision Pro 1. And yeah, let's just fast forward through a lot of this. We're running out of time, but oh, this is good. We gotta look at this. So Jonathan Massey, he likes to have bets with me, and this would be our second bet. Our first bet was Alibaba, and I did win, and he had to buy me a pizza. So we just set a new bet for McDonald's on Tuesday. So he's going to do a buy right for at the money for 30 days, and we'll see if he goes if that holds value in 1 month's time. But if you look at the long-term trend, we know McDonald's is having a lot of problems, right? So we know they've been price gouging, and oh, this is a nice inverted cup and handle. That's hilarious. But so McDonald's is in price gouging the worst with food inflation. So it's about 100% compared to pre-COVID prices. And they've had the food and beverage issue. And over a third of their business is just California. So the $20 minimum wage rise was not good for them. Plus California's weakening, and they're getting blowback for their price gouging. So there's a lot of things not in their favor. And we see confirmation with momentum with this massive consistent outflow, right? It's just outflow city, straight diarrhea right here. So yeah, negative 50 million shares every single day. So yeah, people are selling off. So I can imagine institutions dumping them and all kinds of shenanigans happening. So yeah, McDonald's is gonna have a tough time. And their AI experiment with IBM did not pay off at all. They're canceling the whole thing. So yeah, AI is not going to replace your job just yet. And here's the betting public, also thinking in the same vein of thought. Okay, cool. So yeah, formally, the Chicago-based food giant has, without explanation, has ended their test of IBM. So that's a pilot program that failed in a big way. And there's been like videos of folks complaining on TikTok and whatnot, which is kind of funny.
Fighting with the McDonald's robot. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
see, that's the same thing with Bing and every one of their AIs. They're trying to make it interact with people. It's only as good as the data you scrape. And then if you got shitty people reacting to it, you're gonna have the weird ass reactions no matter what. It's not gonna be clean.
right. I mean, do you really want to be training your algo off stoners from 2 a.m.? Like, don't do that. Poor IBM. Like, Gen Z kids don't even know what IBM stands for, let alone the 3 words.
Yep.
IBM who?
Very.
Who's Xerox? And then for
Yeah.
all the spreadsheet champions out there, VisiCalc. Like, I don't know about them, but I learned the story that these poor programmers in Berkeley got their IP stolen from them. Like, really sad, but yeah. The original spreadsheet, VisiCalc. Yeah. Okay. All good. Where are we? Okay. More S&P concentration news. Kurt, did you have a comment?
No, I'm okay, thanks.
Okay. Okay, so here we have the divergence between just the high flyers and the rest of the S&P 500. This is just insane. You know what? We could look at Index Watch right now just to get a sense of how few companies are carrying the whole freaking market with it. So yeah, let's take a look. I'll show you guys. Shout out to Don Kaufman for showing me this feature on one of his videos. I wish
So
this was,
there's split charts.
yeah,
I think I saw it on Zero Hedge, but I didn't capture it.
Yeah, so TOS does it too. So effectively, you know, of the S&P 100, 68 are advancing and 33 are declining. And then of the 500, let's take a look. 140, 291 advancing, 210 declining. Yeah.
But the seven or you know, 7 plus their friends are accounting for this giant portion of the up market.
Right.
Is that it? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Or that's one of them.
It's obscene. It's obscene.
Yeah.
So yeah, most of the production is just these guys. So if they sneeze, like we all die. And again, here's a reference here. Here's the equal weighted S&P, which is RSP, in case you want to contrast that.
I never knew that one.
Yeah, RSP. Learned that today too. And surprise, surprise, plant-based food is not healthy. Sorry, imitation meat is not healthy. And I've been really adamant against a lot of this fake meat. It's a free sex change. And here I'll show you. I'll show you proof positive. What's the search term? Whopper estrogen, millions. Here I'll show you guys.
Chock full of chemicals.
Yeah.
I mean, the ingredient lists are like
Yeah.
pretty long, and you know, the first thing in the list is, you know, like after that first couple of things, they've got all these seed oils.
Seed
Mhm.
oils is the least of my worries. It's the
And
phytoestrogens.
preservatives. Well, seed oils are pretty nasty.
Yeah. But effectively, the Impossible Whopper has 18 million times more estrogen than the regular one. 18 million. It's a sex change. Okay.
Because all from soy, right? They use a lot of soy-based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And soy boy face is real. So when you're dealing with someone who makes this type of facial expression, you're dealing with a very extreme progressive liberal.
Mhm.
Conservative guys don't do this. Gun owners do not look like this.
And girls do that too for their stupid.
Yeah. But men have never been, young men have never done this before until this generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the
Is it-
least. This generation of women is the most masculine in human history, and this generation of young men are the weakest in human history.
Yeah. Well, they want to make men weak,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So if men are weak, how are they going to protect our country?
that's
Or the
right.
Yeah,
family.
because we're going to send the women.
That's the goal.
I'm cheering for the women to go because they'll vote differently once their asses are getting blown up and they're being raped by people.
The
Send them to the
draft.
front lines. They will vote completely different.
That's right.
Yeah, but you know, that's really a small minority of women who think like that. Most women still want to be women.
No, wrong, Wani. You're not.
The-
Wani, you're not. You haven't talked to a single woman under 25 in the last 2 weeks. Like you can't say any of these things, Wani.
Really?
Oh God,
You're not.
I hear all this shit about the patriarchy. I went to a chiropractor and they just
Mhm.
me with the patriarchy bullshit, and I yelled at the fucking chiropractor and told him he was an asshole, and I would never go back.
Yeah.
So how do they all act? The women, what, under 25, you said?
Well, they hate men, and they're into this.
They're-
You know, the
they're-
world is horrible, and it's not my fault, and the establishment has ruined
And
my
they're
life.
right, and they're
Mhm.
riding the cock carousel.
Well, that too, and we're back
Yep.
to
The what?
having
What carousel?
a body count having sex with over 100 different men. That's
Cock
and how
carousel.
broken inside they are.
Yeah, it's called the cock carousel.
What is that?
The average, okay, San Jose State, the average cute Asian girl that's going to graduate at age 22 with a psychology degree, without blinking, the median amount of men she's been with is between 50 and 100.
Oh my God.
I'm not
What?
kidding. I am not kidding.
That is
They are the most
sick.
promiscuous masculine group of people ever. Like they have 10 sexual partners before high school, let alone anything else. Like
Where's all this come from? I mean, why?
Independence High School in San Jose has had an on-site babysitting facility since 20 years ago. It's the biggest high school in the Bay Area. It was supposed to be a college. They ran out of money, so they turned it into a high school. It's Independent High School in North San Jose.
They've been manufacturing this since the 60s. I mean, this is
Yeah.
a long-term thing. And we're back to the whole communist, plan is,
Yeah.
I can give you a bunch of videos about stuff from the 20s and 30s and, 50s, where all this stuff was being worn.
And I know because I volunteered and I DJ at these places. I see, like, I'm friends with these kids. I do the longitudinal studies unintentionally. I know these
Okay.
kids.
Some small fraction flirt with me, and I'm damn near 60.
Wow.
It's sad.
Is that because they all grow up with no dads, or what is it that cause
No,
young
it's not even
women?
it's not even about the dads. I
Yeah.
know good girls with dads that fuck it up too. They get abortions and whatever and catch HPV and like they're fucked for life. My sister included. My sister caught Hep C at age 18 and has lied about it to a whole family. And she's fucked. She's like 5'9", 200 pounds. Like she'll never get married. It'll never happen.
Well, she'll find a white man.
Exactly. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. That's right.
I'm serious, man.
That's
She'll find a cock. She'll
She'll find
she'll
an easy white
force
boy.
him and
A
take
white
half.
man will.
I know.
Oh my.
Okay, back to money. God damn it.
Terrible.
All right, let's finish this.
Make money.
We gotta close out. We're over time. Sorry. And we've already pissed off the guest already. Oh, welcome. Right on schedule. Michael from Oregon. Welcome. Let me drop the notes for you. All right. So you just made it to our international side of the show. And we're talking Japanese bonds. And Dave, what's the story with the $63 billion dump? They're not re-rolling shit.
Well, they're in trouble. Their own bonds are all screwed up, and I mean they're in deep trouble. So they've been QE infinity forever, and they buy their own bonds, and there's all these stories that I don't really understand. But like the housewives were playing the market decades ago because that's the way they stayed ahead of the currency changes all the time.
I saw that. Yeah.
That's a long-term story. That's since the
Yeah.
The allowance culture for salarymen. It's insane. It is insane.
It's
I don't
true though.
understand.
It's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
It's true.
And we don't have to overthink this. Let's just go to the USD to yen conversion, and that'll tell us everything about this. 158. Oh my God.
Wow.
Alan's brother is having a very good time in Japan right now.
It's like the highest in history, right?
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
Is it?
No,
I think so. I think it
no.
is.
So
I
like
think
97 to 99.
It was worse. It was worse
Went
before
from
this.
like 93 to 140.
Oh, okay.
And then most of the way back, halfway back.
This is not an all-time low, but it's really bad. Yeah.
But like the amount of change in a small amount of time, that it was just insane. That was when I broke and I stopped trading because I
We
stayed up
should
too many.
trade the Forex on
nights.
USD and JPY.
Yeah. But this is 1 year. Look at this. 1 year and they've lost 12% purchasing power. Like you got to feel that. Like that hurts at 7-Eleven.
That's an everyday thing. That's why the housewives
Yeah.
traded.
Yeah.
So we're seeing
And
less Japanese
5 year,
tourists.
dude, 5-year rate. It's collapsed in half. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Now
Like
that number's something's terrifying.
half the value is gone in 5 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in big trouble.
Wait, well, like maybe next time we can talk more about the housewife thing here. I'll put on my homework.
Mhm.
Japanese housewife. But yeah, I'm glad Dave brought this up.
Yeah.
Kind of
It-
cool, actually, because
It's a wild
because
phenomenon.
they deal
Yeah.
with currency fluctuations, and
Right.
U.S. people don't deal with it at all.
So-
They don't even understand it.
There's a YouTube video about it.
Right,
Oh,
right.
I'm sure there's hundreds.
This
Yeah, I
tells
watched
you
it.
this tells you among the Asian women which one is the most dangerous.
Japanese
Well,
So-
not
women.
on a cock carousel, I think.
So the apex predator are the Japanese women, the most dangerous one and the most secretly promiscuous.
Well,
Yep.
they fight prostitutes.
That's why I don't date Japanese women.
You don't date Japanese women?
I don't recommend you to.
Oh,
I lived in Japan, so I know
They're for
about
fun
Japanese
only.
women.
Right. They're only for fun. Don't take them
I
seriously.
know about Japanese people very well.
Yeah. They're very dangerous. Holy shit.
Yep.
I've
And-
heard about the sex.
And they must have been ultra
And they're the
racist
most-
to you.
And the most racist people on earth.
They must have been so mean to you, Wani. Oh my God.
Oh, I can tell you lots of stories.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Like your skin's
Because
too dark.
even because I look Japanese to them, right?
Yes.
The moment they found out that I'm not Japanese,
Instant.
oh
like
man,
facial.
they
Yeah, I know.
they
Yeah.
treated me like I'm nobody, nothing,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Even though I speak the language and I look just like them, but oh, so many funny incidents. But
Oh, I'm with you. They're yeah.
the most racist people on earth, in the planet Earth.
Yes.
I don't know about that, but yes, very.
It's one of them, at least top two for sure, without blinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Japan has some problems. It's okay. Okay. Yeah, so Bank of Japan, pretty bad. We gotta visit Kyoto at some point soon. Okay. Shifting gears to North Korea, their cousin, and it's crazy how close North Korea is to Japan and China. Like everyone's, we can all go to hell together. But anyway, Putin and Kim have had a lot of fun together. Putin gifted him a very nice Russian-made limousine, and there was a fun picture of it. Let's see.
선물받은 승용차의 성능을 높이기
And it's the same like
훌륭한 차를
North
선물받은 데
Korean
대하여
reporter
동지에게
with her like
아이를
very
표하시한
enunciated Korean, which is hilarious to me.
길을 달리시었습니다.
But
포괄적인 전략적
yeah, I pasted it in the notes if you want to take a look. So yeah, they apparently had a good week together.
That's got to be a European car.
Yeah, it looks like an old Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
I was thinking the same thing.
yeah. I'll
Or
drop the link. in
My
the chat.
whatever it is. My Bach.
Yeah,
Oh, my box.
looks like a Maybach stripped down or something. But yeah. Oh, 1 second. My tower fell down. Okay. And then some soldiers crossed the DMZ, a landmine went off. I'm sure limbs went flying. Hope the guy's okay, but he's probably gone. But yeah, there were some casualties across the DMZ. Yeah, things are getting a little kinetic. Ryanair CEO said lots of refugees on his airlines are flushing their passports and papers down the toilet on the plane or on arrival. And then like, oh, look, I don't have any paperwork. So give me money in Ireland. Like, it's kind of bizarre, but yeah. Here's a Jordan article of Biden staging a lot of troops, and they're going to go east. And Lebanon's on fire, among other things, and blah, blah, blah. Macron's talking to Le Pen, and there's peace, at least on the French side, for a little bit.
There's
And-
tensions on the Egypt and Gaza border. The
Yeah.
Egypt side is getting very unstable.
Yeah, I'm a little bit behind on Egypt news. But yeah, okay.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
they
the latest too.
firewalled everything up. They wouldn't let anybody, and something bad is happening on Egypt's side.
Well, there's also that conversation or what Netanyahu basically stated. Look, give us the weapons, we'll end the war. And he fired this across Biden because Biden didn't deliver the bombs that he requested.
Yeah,
So that's also another that came up.
it's all kinds of things.
Oh, this is old. Holy shit, October. Ugh. Um, pivoting to oil and commodities news. This is a premium article, but I just grabbed a screenshot. Again, I don't know much about the CTA side of things. That's what certified trade advisor type stuff.
Commodity trade.
Commodity trade advisor.
CTAs. How does
they,
one be?
they basically trade futures,
Commodity
Oh.
trade.
and they trade pretty long. You know, like
Okay.
their trades are over. They average a lot more in 3 months.
Okay. So
These
they're
are
not, so they're very different than day traders?
Yes, these are the people who trade the 200 MAs, the 50 and 200 MAs.
So,
I mean,
so
the average of their trades are up at 3.5, 4 months.
So is this in the context of like, if I'm Barrick Gold and I want to smooth out my supply chain or something, then I hire a CTA or a firm to do that for me? Is that the right context?
Yes, and they would create a basket of corn and crude and gold
I see.
and the trick is that they sell a story of orthogonal
Oh,
and high
okay.
leverage, but
So,
they don't trade very often.
so the goal is hedging and among other
It's-
things. It's not really for pure
Among other
profit
things,
speculation,
yes.
right? Okay. So it's to support the industry. Okay. That's what I thought it was.
So they can lever up. I mean,
Okay. Fair
they can
enough.
lever up and they can go short on things,
Okay.
which lots of funds can't do that easily.
Okay.
I think you can study to be a CTA, right? Get a registration and license and things like that.
Are
Yeah,
there
I almost-
retail CTAs? Is that a thing?
Yes, it's
a-
a 7, whatever the 7 license. and
Seven,
then
yeah,
one
Series
more.
7. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not very much. You
Okay.
could do it in less than a year,
Okay.
probably 6 months.
And then you can get a job with some trading firms and things like that, right?
Depending on what the economy is like.
But I'm trying to not get a job. I'm just trying to trade.
Well,
One second.
they don't
You-
work very hard.
You don't want to manage other people's money, run a hedge fund.
I considered that. I didn't hire somebody. I had an opportunity. I should have hired one person and a college student for 3 hours a day. And I could have done it. I had about 5 people who were willing to give me $500,000 each. And
Wow.
I just was overwhelmed by life. I couldn't trade my own money. And,
How do you run a hedge fund? Do you have to have like license or what?
well, you have to
what-
be like a
what-
CTA. So a hedge
You have to
fund
be
is
yeah.
different than a home office. But
Yeah.
I have all the info. I mean, it's not that hard. I mean,
Mhm.
basically, you hire some people in Chicago that do the back end software. So they do all the reports and the stuff that you have to submit to the regulators, and you are just doing sort of the sales and how am I trading?
Mhm. So basically get fund money and for people to invest.
Right, but like the minute you're a hedge fund, you have to create a definition of the basket of types of trades
Right.
you do. When you're a home office, you have to stay under like 10 customers, and it's a lot less regulated.
Okay. Home
Yeah, it's
office.
family money and friend money, and
Right. And it's usually like what is the percent, the commission that you get? Like 10, 20,
2%, 2 and 20,
2 and 20. Okay.
and that's negotiable. But That's about norm.
Yeah, it's stressful
Yeah.
to manage other people's money.
Okay. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
All right.
But if you only make 10 trades a year for 2%, and even if you lose their money 2%, then I mean it pays pretty goddamn good. And the guys that I know, the local guy had this deal. He got notes from big banks, and it was 8% or 1.5x the SP 500. So I mean, he didn't even trade. He just bought these stupid notes from banks and crossed his fingers that they wouldn't fold.
Got it. Okay, let's finish our Chinese news and we can call it a wrap here. We're a little bit over time. But yes, the copper market has been a little bit on fire, and we're seeing a lot of exports. Again, I'm reading between the lines here, and when I see large Chinese exports, I think of Robert Lightser and I think of dumping. And like China doesn't trade fairly. So, and again, I think it's a weird bet to have all these heavily subsidized state-owned enterprises, and most of them do not make money at all. It's just a giant grifting job. Like it's a grifting con to the tune of trillions of dollars. And like even if I was corrupt, I would have limits. Like I couldn't imagine running $1 trillion fake company and just stealing money. Like as a businessman, I just don't know how to do that. But I'm not a communist, so therefore, obviously, I'm not in charge over there. But these industrialists, like, it's just how they do business, and I'm still blown away.
Yeah, and there's these bond fund guys. They wear like $8,000 suits and know how to talk to incredibly rich people, but then they don't do shit. And I'm trying to think. There's a video of this really incredibly stupid person who was taking Chinese money.
Lots of them. But yeah, we got to speed up a little bit. Let's just jump to the China stuff. We're out of time. Lots of brief thing about the China news. So looks like the May drawdown was just because China said or published, hey, we didn't buy in May because the price is too high. And then prices dropped $100 an ounce on gold. And then after that, China resumed buying gold. Like they just did a pump fake, and then all the longs in gold gave up. And Peter Schiff explained this on his latest podcast, which I thought was great. And the gold market is still pretty fragile. People are not convinced yet. So it's just kind of interesting. Cool. All right, let's get to China news. We got to talk real estate, and let's take a quick look at the Shanghai Exchange really briefly. Again, the 3,000 mark is a key figure. And if you average the last 15 years, it's been averaging 3,000 because the market has gone nowhere. Again, it's been a giant grifting job and just direct wealth transfer from the people's companies to the people's representative because, it's very equal. All right, let's fast forward a little bit. And again, Ecuador is the jump off point to get into the U.S. southern border. And Ecuador realized like their deal with China was a little bit not in their favor. So they suspended China visa deals. And then Chinese sleeper agents retaliated by turning off the power. And everyone's going to deny that the power blackout was an accident or motivated by any sovereign nation, but this is clear geopolitics. A half a dozen guys could do this. All right, good times there. But let's talk about the real McCoy here, which is Chinese real estate. And this asset class as a group, as an aggregate, this is the largest asset class in human history. And it is a straight up garbage and falling apart. And China is toast. All right, so here's China home sales. And these are new home sales. So this is not the secondary market, this is the primary market. So let's see. Here you can see the bailouts here to the tune, I think, 2 trillion at the time. And that helped a little bit. But then if you know, as you get further away from the money printer, it gets fuzzy. So year over year, we're down 4%. Month over month, we're down 0.71%. So clearly off track already. And this is only the beginning. Holy cow. And if you think of how Chinese domestic folks invest, over 80% is in real estate and a smidgen is involved in stocks. So that's why like the stock market doesn't quite reflect the Chinese real estate collapse. And I look like Chicken Little when I try to talk people out of investing in Chinese stocks. But finally, the charts are backing me up, and especially the Chinese EV sector. So let's take a look at that as a group really quick. So for starters, FXI is the main iShares product, right? So this is the Chinese large cap stocks. This is the Dragon Index, as it were. And it's trading below its 200-day moving average and about to touch the 500-day and or in maybe a couple of weeks. But yeah, these inflows have slowed down quite a bit. It's right at the 50% mark between its like mid-May high and this current zero line. So there is sector rotation happening, maybe a little bit slower than I like, but it is happening. And we can look at Chinese internet stocks, which is KWeb, and we'll see an almost exact duplicate of the price action. But here, the momentum is a lot worse. And the tech scene in China is wiped out like crazy. And again, Alibaba and everyone, they've had like back-to-back 5-figure layoffs. And if you're over 35 in these companies, you're screwed. You're going to lose your job. So yeah, look at the momentum. It's at the zero line. It's done. And let's look at the 2x product, the 2x leveraged KWeb, which is CWeb. And it's the exact same story. And momentum has died. And you know, people are just holding their losses in their brokerage account and not taking the hit because they're not selling, but it's effectively done. And if we look at the EV market, you know, what's the high flyer? NIO. This is the #1 Shanghai EV company. And, you know, they're in sell-off zone already, way below the zero line. And the stock is a dog. It's under, you know, $5 now. And what is Warren shorting the crap out of? Warren is studying Li Auto. And Li pays the bills like a mofo. Just look at Li. Just look at that. Just look at that curve. It gaps down. It's just, you know, you sell calls on green days and you collect on red. It's just, it's such a beautiful trade. And I love trading losers because they lose so, you know, in such an obvious way. You know, I feel so much safer shorting, you know, shorting Li Auto than going long on NVIDIA. But yeah. So yes, so that's real estate for you and a little bit of tech. And let's go back to anything else interesting. I thought that was a fun headline. But yeah, you can expect someone to get run over in Shanghai fairly soon by a Model 3. We're just waiting. We're just waiting. And there's been a lot of soft stress tests on military readiness with like just base assaulting at the gates. It's really bizarre, but yeah, those are all the Chinese things. And it's 12:33. Let's hold our poll one more time and for the S&P 500, and we can call it a day. All right. So if you can vote on your screen, let me know where you think the S&P 500 will go by next Friday. And meanwhile, Dave shared a copper chart with us, and I'll get that loaded for you guys in just a second. Okay, let me end the poll. Looks like we have, let me share the results, 25% bullish, 25% sideways, and 50% bearish. Somehow I scared everybody. Okay, I did my job. All right, and let's look at the copper chart. All right, Chile's copper production accounts for 23% of global market share, In 2023, Chile produced 5 million metric tons of copper out of a global production of 22 million metric tons. And we are at a all-time low. And okay, got it. And I'm wondering, let me take a look at CopX. Like I went long copper and I'm still waiting. Okay. Well, here's my copper long. Okay. So that's been boring. Okay, but yeah, we got some earnings today, not a lot. We got CarMax and Smith & Wesson sucks ass, so skip that, but CarMax should pay. And if anything, CarMax should go down. So yeah, let's actually, before we close off, let's look at the betting public really quick on CarMax. We'll look at the analytics. And again, the analytics could be wrong, but look at the 10-year yield and just general weaker domestic stuff. I wouldn't worry about this too much. And it's already down 0.5%. Let's see. All right, so wow, they're very bearish. 22,000 puts against 15,000 calls, 1.438 put call ratio. Wow, there's a lot of people looking for blood. Exciting.
It's short it.
Yeah, we'll sell vertical. We'll sell call spreads for sure.
I did already.
Okay. All right. Well, awesome, guys. Let me upload this bad boy and we will talk on Discord. And meanwhile, have a great summer solstice, longest day of the year. Make it fun, make it count. And stay hedged. It's June. Things are getting crazy. Remember, triple witching tomorrow. And next week looks really bearish, according to the Stock Traders Almanac. So you heard it here first. And maybe for the NVIDIA bag holders, time to take profits completely. All right.
The
Cool,
debate
guys.
is next week too, I think.
What's
Oh,
next
yeah,
week?
yeah. Debate.
Biden-Trump debate.
Oh, and see and then change rules again or something for the
Yeah,
format.
yeah.
I don't know. Who cares, dude?
When is it? Do you know?
I
What
don't
day
know.
is it?
I think it's the 27th. which is
27? Okay.
Exactly a week from now.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Take care, guys. We'll catch you later. Stay safe out there.
Bye-bye.
Hey,
Thanks.
thank you. Thank you.
There's